Hello everyone, it's Brian at the Canadian Edge. Time for another review. We are going to be looking at a CJRB knife today. And this is the second CJRB knife I've had the pleasure to review. And I've been liking the CJRB knives. They've been a pretty decent knife so far. And very, very impressed with them, very happy with them. And this one has proved to be not any different. It's been a good knife and worked out well. And so this one is the CJRB Briar. It has a blade length of 3.75 inches. Open, it's 8.5 inches long, so it's a bigger knife. Closed, it's 4.75 inches. And it's got the D2 steel on it, and it's a drop point blade. The weight is 3.9 ounces, and the handles are G10 with the stainless steel liners underneath. And the pocket clip on it is a stainless steel. It is reversible, so you can do a left-hand carry on this as well, and it is fairly deep carry. Doesn't quite go all the way to the top, but it's a fairly deep carry, and so it does make this an ambidextrous knife as well. It does have the open spine so that you can clean this easy enough. You got your spacers back on the back there. It is a liner lock as well. And it is a flipper tab opening. And I've been enjoying the flipper tabs. I have muscular dystrophy, and I find that the flipper tabs are a lot easier for me to open. It works a lot better for me to use those. And it does have a small choil down here, mostly for sharpening purposes. You wouldn't want to put your finger there. But yeah, it just allows for easier sharpening. And it is a ceramic ball bearing pivot in this knife. And so, as I said, this is the second CJRB knife that I've reviewed. Earlier I did the Tala. Be sure to go watch that. And I found that the pivots on these are super nice. They're super smooth, very little effort, and just, yeah, really a pleasure to open. So I'm very impressed with the pivots on these. So other than the pivot, what else do I like about these? Well, I like the aesthetics of this knife. It's a nice looking knife. It's kind of a sleek design. It looks good. It's got good ergonomics on it, good grip. The G10, you can see that it does have a good grip on there, so your hand shouldn't slip. The size of it, it's great in the pocket because it is a thinner knife. It fits in the pocket quite well. And the blade lines up fairly decently. You can see that. And there is no blade play on this. It sits nice and solid. So yeah, like I say, I've been enjoying this knife. I've carried this knife off and on for a couple weeks and used it for a bunch of different things around the house here. And the only couple things that I don't really like is this pocket clip comes up like that. I don't know if you can see, it's got a bit of a rise there. where it hits in my hand is right, I don't know if you can see that, right there. So I do feel it in my hand. So if I was using this knife a lot, I think it might become a bit of a hot spot. It hasn't been a problem so far, but it's just, I do notice that part of the clip when I am hanging onto the knife. So maybe a little flatter end down here would have been better, but it does allow for you to get it into the pocket easy enough, and it is a fairly stiff clip as well. You can see there, so it is stiff. And then also they didn't make the screws flush in there, if you can see that. The screws holding on the pocket clip, they do stick up, so that's going to be wear and tear on your pocket. In this day and age, with all the other companies that are sinking them, you would think they could make them flush. But hey, if that's the only complaints about the knife, then that's not a big deal. And they are reasonably priced too, when you consider that, you know, you're getting D2 steel, which is a good hard steel, and it holds an edge for a long time. These are right around $40 to buy. So yeah, it's a good price for a good knife with great action and that. So let's see how it does on the sharpness end of things. And it looks like it's cutting through paper without any trouble at all. Nice and sharp there. Get this stuff out of the way. And we'll grab the old zip tie and see how it does. And it goes through that pretty darn easy. Like I say, the D2 steel does hold an edge well. Oh, and it took no effort to go through that. Oops, I might have cut this a little short. Good thing it's a thin blade. Oh, gosh, it's cutting it just pushing against it. There, so, yeah, it's definitely got a sharp edge on it. And size-wise, like I said, it's an 8.5-inch knife, so it is a longer knife. There's the mini Osborne beside it. And the mini Griptilian. So you can see you got quite a bit of knife there, especially blade length compared to these two guys. But these are smaller knives, so yeah, it is a fairly good sized knife, but it does fit in the pocket great, as I said, and it's just fun to flip open and close because you get the drop close on it. It has a bit of a detent up at the top there, right to about there, and then if you pull it down, then it drops. Sorry, getting in the camera view here. So you got a detent to about there on the knife, and then if you just pull it down a bit, it'll just drop down. So yes, it's a very good action on it, very good knife. I've really enjoyed it. It's nice. I've had to open a couple packages and it gets into the packages quite easy. This is a good slicing knife, so you can easily open packages and letters and things like that. And then it's just fun as a fidget knife as well. I've been playing around with it quite a bit. So that is the CJRB Briar. You can check those out. I got this one at Warriors and Wonders in Vancouver, you can check them out too. They've got a large supply of knives and quite reasonable prices, and they do ship internationally as well. Although you probably find cheaper prices in the States, but anyway, that's the joys of living in Canada. But CJRB Briar, check them out. You'll be very pleased with them, and great little knife, well, great big knife to carry around with you. So thank you for joining me on this review. If you liked it, please hit the like, leave a comment, good, bad, or otherwise. I'd like to hear from you. And hit the subscribe button. And until next time, you stay safe and stay sharp.